Yesterday I had the pleasure of teaching a young boy who had left his classroom because he had a phobia of vomit, and someone was vomiting in the classroom or threatening to, so he had to leave. And I was not teaching anyone at that particular time, and I worked with him. And he was a boy, 12 years old, who had not lost in any respect the magical joy in fantasy, in creating these wonderful worlds. And we worked on fairy tales, and he made up a fairy tale. He drew a map of this kingdom and gave it names, and there were castles all over the place and wonderful magical stones that the wizard would need to fetch and bring them together to create this spell. And he was having such joy, and I was having such joy being in his presence. And he taught me that, he reminded me that this life can be a fairy tale if we choose it. It could be a very boring, chore-filled, business-like mission, if that's what we choose to see life as, or it could be this magical fairy tale. So that's how I now choose. So I sat and I wrote, if this was a fairy tale, because I love fairy tales, if this was, what would the fairy tale be? It would be that I, like the rest of humanity, had a spell cast on me. It was a spell that made me think I was this separate individual who was not quite right, and there was ways and things to do and things to aim for that would make me a happy person. And then I began to wake up from being entranced by this spell and realize that actually I'm not separate. I am the same as this video camera, I'm the same as the wind, I'm the same as the church over there, I'm the same as the holly tree, I'm the same. And everything has always and will always be okay. But then you wake up inside this spell, and if you go around telling everyone you're asleep, you need to wake up, be happy, then just going to make them dig in and resist that more. But also, more importantly, you're forgetting that it's all right for them. So as soon as you start to think, oh, I need to help them, I need to sort them out, you're forgetting that it's all perfectly all right. So what do? Well, we enjoy this life, enjoy the experience of it. Simple as that. But how do we do that if we're in a bad mood? Well, we accept that whatever is arising at this moment is fine. It's just energy, it's just an experience arising. It's all okay, it's all allowed. We don't need to judge ourselves or try and make ourselves feel anything different. And what happens is when we stop resisting, then the feeling, the emotions, the situation changes, as everything is transient. And when we stop resisting, creatively and playfully, impulses, intuition, inspiration comes about things that would be fun. And then when we do that, we're enjoying life more. Because we don't have to go down a rabbit hole, we don't have to go through a wardrobe. The portal into this wonderful paradise, this secret garden, is available all the time. And the key to getting through that portal is just accepting with no resistance, saying yes to whatever is happening now, whatever, yes, welcome it. And with a little practice it becomes more habitual, and the overwhelming beauty and rightness and wonderfulness of the world around us is seen. The veil is dropped. It's dropped. So if I turn the camera around, all these things, the bird flying, the plants, the stone, the cars moving in the distance, the people, everything is part of this wonderful oneness. There's nowhere to get to, nothing to do. How wonderful to reconnect with the natural love of fantasy and fairy tales and imagination that young people who are still connected to who are still more connected to their true, fuller self. How wonderful to re-find that as an adult. And again, live in a fantasy, imaginary, magical paradise. How wonderful, wonderful.